All right, good afternoon, everyone. We are here at the Speed Sports stage at the PRI show in Indianapolis, Indiana. Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series, Travis Scott alongside the series director Joshua Joyner and Hunt the Front TV's Logan Gibson. We are here to review a successful startup of the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series, our inaugural season in 2023. Talk a little bit about that, a season in review, and then we're going to preview the sophomore season for the tour, which is going to debut a lot of new and exciting things that we're going to talk about. Joshua Joyner, first and foremost, a little bit different PRI show here this year, as last year it was a scramble putting this deal together. Talk me through the difference in the two shows.
Yeah, it was last year at this time I was actually in a hotel room finalizing our schedule and trying to get the press release out about our schedule, that we were launching the series and our first schedule, whereas this year very fortunate to have the schedule done and all the tracks on board and everything put together before we came here this week. Released it on Monday, and here we're talking with folks and meeting different sponsors, racetrack promoters, drivers. So it's been a great experience so far, and I'm glad to finally sit down. It's been on my feet all morning here at the show.
We are, like I said, here at the Speed Sports stage, and I want to bring in our producer, Logan Gibson. And I'll say, for everybody that watched our races live at huntthefront.tv, and even the folks at the racetracks themselves, I got to give a shout-out to you, Logan, as you were probably the star, the most valuable player on our team from start to finish, because you were Mr. Fix-It. Every issue that we had, just the incredible things that you guys did from a production standpoint at the racetrack all week long, the events leading up to. Talk me through the relationship at Hunt the Front TV with Speed Sport and just kind of how all that works for maybe the folks who may not really know how all that works.
Yes, thank you. So we partner with Speed Sport as our streaming platform, and they've been great to work with. They've helped us out along the way with technical issues and working through just everything we needed to get going and get rolling. And we hit the ground running and jumped right into the series. It's been a great experience working with them, and I'm looking forward to many years with them.
Joshua, I'll ask you this next question. So tell me from your perspective, did you think at all that first weekend at Alltech back in April of this year, did you think the things that we would encounter, we would have to encounter throughout the year? Tell me your overall perception of our first season. Did you think it would get as big as it did?
That first weekend at Alltech, I was just trying to survive, to be honest with you. Like, it was, I get asked a lot, like, what, how it's, if it's what you thought it would be, and this kind of thing is what you're asking. The answer is no, not at all. You have no idea how hard and how much work goes into everything we do on the series side and the live streaming side. Not only what it takes to run a successful show, but all the problems that could pop up to prevent you from having a successful show. And you don't really know what those are until you experience it. And, we experienced or learned that as we went, starting with Alltech, and then every event we faced obstacles. And with these guys and with your help, we were able to overcome them with our staff. And to be honest, I think I maybe focused on the negatives a little more. So to overcome the things that we did and still be going into a bigger and better year, I guess we did a good job. And it's hard to believe we are able to do that with the way it felt to be so stressful, so much we had to overcome to do it. So I'm happy with it and definitely looking forward to a big year in year two.
Logan, I'll kind of ask you the same thing from the production side. Did you know it would be as good as it was? I mean, I'll just come right out and say it. I'd put the Hunt the Front TV crew up against anybody in the business.
Yeah, no, I did not. I definitely thought we would struggle a lot there at the beginning because it's a whole new group of guys. We just all kind of got thrown together and jumped into it at Alltech, and we definitely learned a lot along the way, and there's a lot of things we want to improve on in 2024 and clean up a lot of things. But we put together a really good team this year, and I'm glad that we have everyone coming back for the new season. And it was a struggle at times. I mean, we would be in there just working, and everything would be perfectly fine, and we'd lose the stream, and then we'd lose time in scoring, and we're running around just trying to figure out what to do. But it was much better than I expected it would be.
And I just want to say, he said we put together a good team. He put together a good team. This guy right here has, on the production side, has handled and managed just about everything. And what you see, if you're watching live on Hunt the Front TV or you watch the replay on our YouTube channels or wherever you might see it, Facebook, the quality you see there is because of him and the team that he put together to do it. So with the support of Speed Sports, so
and
we've
the
been
spaceship,
very fortunate.
the spaceship, the production trailer that he possessed and is possessive of and built himself.
He told me he wanted to build a production trailer, and the folks at Speed Sport, Chris Grainer and his team, talked us through what that would look like. And I'm like, There's no way. There's no, but he taught me, convinced me he was going to do it, and he did it, and it's like I love it. Like, it's so cool to go in there and see what we have and what you guys are working with, and it is. I call it the spaceship. He's flying the spaceship whenever we're at the race and putting all the stream starts, is what I say, and it's really cool what he's done and built and made out of. Kind of took it and ran with it, basically.
Oh yeah,
and done a great job.
We customized it for what we needed to use it for, and it gives me an area to go in and lock the door and be away from everyone, but at the same time, it allows us to bring a lot more to racetracks. When we show up, we bring everything we need. We don't have to rely on the racetracks and ask them to do so much that they're already doing to put on the show. And it lets us put on a great performance online and at the track. And at the same time, I mean, it's a really nice space just to get away at sometimes when everything's so stressful.
And heater, you know.
Yeah, I'm
really
going to be
nice.
comfortable while I'm working. Let me tell you that.
And when we're lucky, you have a nice array of snacks there
yes,
too.
Yeah.
And the air conditioner.
I got to keep everyone happy. Snacks, drinks, we're good to go. A couple of Capri Suns.
Success of a dirt late model series is often, I guess, evaluated in the competition level. Joshua, from your standpoint, the competition level of a first-year regional series in the Southeast, to have literally the points championship come down to the last weekend of racing. Josh Putnam, the Alabama driver, wins it over Joseph Joyner, Will Harrington. Then you've got Dalton Cook. You've got the Rookie of the Year, Trey Mills. The top five were so competitive, so many weekends, week in and week out. Just from your standpoint, how great was that?
I mean, I couldn't have, if you had written a script, it couldn't have gone any better than it coming down to that final weekend. Josh Putnam, and Joseph fighting it out, and Will being right there. Honestly, that's what we envisioned when we put together the series, was these guys, these regional guys that, really before didn't have a good series to want to follow and race for a championship to do it, and they did. We had, besides those five you mentioned, we had I think a total of 8 guys ran every series race, and was just really, I was really happy with the turnout we had and the support that we had for the series in year one, and it seemed like the guys enjoyed it. Like, they were happy. They looked forward to coming to our races and competing and competing with each other and the tracks that we were going to. So, yeah, overall, I couldn't ask for a better scenario than what we had throughout the season with the guys we had supporting it, and also the guys you had mixing in at the different races, dropping in and racing with us. Overall, competition-wise, I was really happy with it.
Yeah, so as we work through here, I just want to say we've released our 2024 schedule. We did that on Monday afternoon, and it boasts for a second-year tour, it boasts a pretty hefty points fund, a $150,000 points fund for a season only in its second year in dirt late model racing, $50,000 to the champion. We're going to go to 8 states, 25 races, 14 different racetracks. Some might say that's a little too aggressive for a second-year tour. I'll just ask you, in your words, what's your response to that?
I would say we have the series that we set out to create, and I knew it was going to take some time to get there, but in year one would not be quite there, and it might take a few years, and to get there in year two is pretty awesome for me and what my expectations. Yeah, we could have taken our time a little more, maybe not put out such an aggressive points fund, as I think I've heard someone today told me what it was. But thanks to streaming, thanks to our great sponsors and the support we get at the racetracks, we were able to do that. And I didn't, I felt that was what we wanted to do. Like, that was what we envisioned. And so, yeah, we did it. And I didn't want to wait and take steps to get there when I felt like at the regional level it was already behind. And that's why we set out and did the series, was to get to the point we are for the racers, for the fans, for the tracks. And when we had the resources to do it this year, we went ahead and took the plunge and did it, and I think it's going to be a great year and going to work out well for everybody involved.
Yeah, we're going to start on March the 15th and 16th weekend at the Talladega Short Track in East Tioga, Alabama. Great place there, great racing. Logan, I'll just get your thoughts on Talladega. That's close to home for you.
Yeah.
Cool to start the weekend there.
Oh, it's awesome. It's I can sleep in my own bed every night. But no, I grew up going to Talladega. The racing was always great. It kind of died off there for a little bit, but Adams really picked the track back up, and I'm excited to go there twice on the schedule. I love NASCAR weekend down there. It's a great atmosphere. Everyone packs it out. But to bring back the Bama Bash to start out our season is going to be great. I mean, we have a ton of great races on the schedule. I'm really excited to go to the South Carolina and North Carolina area. I think those are going to be some pretty fun races too.
We also returned to some of the racetracks that were very true to our original schedule and our original footprint. So we get to go to places like Sonoya in July, $20,000, big deal there. We're going to return to Swainsboro, a place that hosted us 3 times. We saw some great racing at both of those racetracks.
Yeah, definitely. Sonoa is one I'm really looking for. All of them looking forward to, but definitely Sonoa, our mid-season championship, 20,000 win race on 4th of July weekend. Really looking forward to that one. That Sonoa is kind of a second home track for our family, for the Joyner Racing crew, and to be able to go there for such a big event and be a part of it is really. I'm looking forward to that. Swainsboro was a place I had never been to before we went there in May of last year, and honestly just blown away by the facility there. And then the racing, they honestly, our final weekend there was 2 of the best races we had all year, and some of the best racing. So definitely really excited. One for tracks that, it was cool that we had tracks that we knew were going to be good and that we were going to really look forward to going to. And then some of the other tracks that I didn't personally have a lot of experience with and know a whole lot about, like Swainsboro and Duck River Raceway Park, to go to those tracks and have just really great events and great racing and great support is really cool to have. You know, some of the tracks I expected to be good, but also some I really didn't know about also greatly exceed our expectations.
Well, and then one place I'm excited to go back to is a place you told me all about, and I got to experience it for the first time, the Why Not Motorsports Park. We got to see Trey Mills pick up his first ever win there. How cool was that? You know, a driver everybody says is great on the slick, was great in the hammer down and racy as well. So excited to go back there. So you mentioned season finale. This year, with the season finale is at the National 100 at the East Alabama Motor Speedway. $50,000 to win on November 1st and 2nd weekend. That's going to be incredible.
For me, the National 100, you know, we didn't have it on our original schedule last year. It was a part of our points season because we weren't, you know, that deal came together later in the year. We had the great opportunity to work with East Alabama Motor Speedway on to be a part of and help improve an event that is near and dear to my heart, the National 100. That's for me, the race I grew up going to every year, looking forward to going to and wrapping up the race season in October or November. And so to get to be a part of that this past year for the 49th annual was really cool. And to know that we're going back there, finishing up a $50,000 points championship, you know, crowning a $50,000 champion with a $50,000 to win race. Honestly, I couldn't think of a better way to end our season there at the 50th annual National 100. Really, definitely looking forward to that one.
All right, final thought here, Logan, from you. What are some of the cool things we can look forward to on HuntTheFront.tv in 2024?
We're going to try to bring you a couple of new angles, just give you a little bit better of an experience from home, what it's like to be at the track, and encourage you to come out to the track and see it there in person. But we're going to ramp it up a little bit and clean up our production a little bit and have a little bit smoother of a show, hopefully.
All right, we're excited about 2024. You can follow us on HuntTheFront.tv. That's where you can catch us live from every race that we have this season coming up. And then you can follow us on social media at HuntTheFront Super Dirt Series.